Hey guys, it's me, Erica Joy with the Erica Joy Effect, and today I have a special visitor to the podcast. I'd like to introduce you to Jen Morris, who is an awesome mortgage lender in Charleston. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Erica.
Absolutely.
This is just lovely.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, I love to connect and network with women who are in business in Charleston, and I've learned a little bit more about you already, that you have a daughter at the College of Charleston.
I do. I sure do.
So congratulations. How has that been transitioning from the two of you to, does she live at school?
She does.
Yeah,
she
living
does.
in the dorms.
She lives downtown on George Street, and she is just living her best life. She decided to stay local, and it's really been a blessing. So even though she's down there and goes away to college, if she needs anything, she's nice and close, and I'm right here. So
Yeah.
It's been a great experience, and she's just kind of made it her own.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how did you, growing up, envision your career path, your career path, and how did that change once you became a woman in business?
I guess if I, really look back, I probably saw myself not in mortgage per se, but in some kind of, business role, wearing a suit,
Yes.
maybe not at a bank, but at a corporation. And so I guess, now looking back all these years, I've kind of ended up right where I really thought I was going to be. Just didn't really know at the time it would be mortgage.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so it is kind of cool, I guess, if I look back.
Neat.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the Charleston area, the market, and what you're seeing on your side of the real estate business.
It's still been a really, really fabulous year. I see a little hesitation in certain price ranges, but I feel like we've still got buyers out there that are really smart, and the people that are buying now, even though the rates are just a little bit high, or I would say normalized, not really high.
Right.
We keep waiting for the lower rates, and I think when that happens, we're going to see a big push to buy. And so I think the people that are jumping in now are getting good deals from sellers.
Yeah, the price.
And and then just as rates drop, we can kind of ride the market down and get their payment really where they would like it to be or expect it to be. So I think anyone who can or has jumped into the market this year, it's going to be a blessing in the end.
Yeah, I think
them.
definitely over time, the best time to buy was always yesterday, and it's going to appreciate over time. It might not be as quick as we imagine sometimes, but in the course of history, we've seen that trend.
We have.
So.
We have. And we even have a little calculation that how much it's going to cost you to wait.
Oh, that's
based on
interesting.
a year or 2 years or 3 years, so I can always share that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another quick app
Very cool.
to throw the numbers in, and so it's kind of the cost of waiting.
Yeah.
And so, that is going to outweigh any increase in interest rates.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see.
That is interesting. Yeah. And you've always been a numbers person, I'm assuming.
Always. People and numbers.
People and numbers.
People. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a pleaser.
Interesting.
And a team player.
Yes.
And expeditious.
Mm-hmm.
And in those, now that I look back all these years, it's what it takes to be good at mortgage. And so my personality, kind of ended up fitting the job, and it's been successful.
Absolutely.
So,
Where do you think you learned those qualities, or do you think it was God-given at birth?
God-given.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
I came out of the womb like this.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Are you an only child?
No, I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Oh,
yes.
2 boys.
Yes.
And you're in the middle.
Yes.
So you paved your own path?
I did.
That
I
is
sure
exciting.
did.
And are you from here?
I'm actually from Virginia, right outside of D.C.
Oh,
So kind of like we call it Charleston, but you could live in Somerville.
Right,
yes. I'm from the D.C. area, but just over the bridge in Virginia, so Fairfax County.
And what brought you to Charleston?
Friends from college.
Huh.
Yeah. So we started visiting friends that we went to college with, that their dad had moved here when we were all in college.
Okay.
I went to Radford in Virginia in the mountains, and we started visiting, and, I think it happens to everybody. You just absolutely fall in love with it and find a way to get here.
Absolutely.
And we did I guess it's been 20 years. July, it was 20 years, because Allie was 3 months old.
Wow.
And so she is a native.
Yeah, she is a native, which are rare, well, somewhat rare to find in certain circles. So that's awesome. And I agree. I found so many people from other places who initially visited on vacation or friends, and they never left,
Same thing.
Yeah.
We started coming to visit and, spent 5 years planning on how we were going to get here.
Yeah.
And so all these years later, now everybody's, how many people have we seen do the same over the, just even the last 10 years has been, or even 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Both. It's been a dramatic increase.
Yeah.
And you see that. You see the infrastructure and you see different development that's happened and different businesses coming and drawing people. I definitely understand the urge to come to Charleston, as well as just being a gorgeous, beautiful setting to your story,
It's just beautiful here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the country is gorgeous, but that you can be so close to the water and the beach and such charm and history all in one place. It just is a beautiful place to be. And it's a place people want to retire, and we already live here.
That's exactly.
So, yeah.
How do you typically kind of motivate yourself to keep pushing in the workforce? What gives you motivation? And what would you say to maybe someone just starting off interested in getting into the mortgage business?
I think I even read something yesterday about the difference between really top producers and non-top producers, and that little bit of that expeditious helps me in my personality because I like to be on time, do things. In this business, you got to move fast in order to be successful, and so I think those have helped me.
Sure.
But go back to the original question because I think it was interesting. I think I got off topic.
It was what keeps you pushing, and what would you say to a person who's just starting off? How would you encourage them or guide them? What should they know if they're going to get into it and be successful?
Yeah, I think what keeps me pushing. Sometimes I wonder. My parents lived paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
My whole entire childhood and into college and after.
Yeah.
And I think I just didn't want to have that same experience.
Yeah.
And so that probably keeps me pushing a little bit. And more personality too. I like being in the. I don't have to be number one, but I like being in the, in the top producers.
Are you competitive?
So I am.
Did you play sports?
I did cheerleading.
All right.
So,
oh my gosh, were you
I'm not
a
very
flyer?
athletic, but I can do a cheerleading.
I can picture you as a flyer because you're so petite.
Yes.
And, oh my gosh, did your daughter do cheerleading as well?
She didn't. She danced competitive hip hop.
Oh wow.
She's really good.
Is she?
Yes.
That is. My daughter's just doing dance this year for a competitive dance, but she did cheer, and it was fun to watch them. It's
so
incredible.
good.
It's different than what I grew up doing. These cheerleaders are athletes.
Really good.
You may have been too in Virginia. In Western
we
New
weren't.
York.
Not like today.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Like they have to be gymnasts.
Yes, they really do.
And a lot of them do the gymnastics first and then go into cheer.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Yeah.
So when going back to just your competitive spirit, the nature of the business, do you find that there's a lot or an even number of women in the mortgage business as men? Is there a competitive edge that you have as a woman there? Or the opposite?
I think so a little bit. I think people kind of tend to lean towards men, and it's really a male business. But I think just like all businesses over the last, I would even say 20 years, women are, because everybody had to go back to work and, we need dual incomes, that you see more women now. And I think it's a nice touch. Not everybody, needs a male for everything. Sometimes, you prefer a female. And it's just, I think we empathize.
Sure.
With customers really well. And I think in mortgage, sometimes you have to have uncomfortable conversations.
Yes.
And you can empathize with people and I had to do that. I had to go through a divorce. I totally understand. Or, I almost lost a house in the, last recession, or, just things that we can empathize with others throughout the process, I think helps with that relationship building where people feel close to you.
Yes.
And trust you, because it is, we're going to spend the next 30 days together, or sometimes on new construction a year together.
Yes.
And it's just nice to build that foundation of, friendship and just talking through difficult situations.
Absolutely.
Because usually not everybody has them, but, sometimes buying or selling a house, you're,
maybe
coming off you might be, increasing your family. You might be decreasing your family.
Mm-hmm.
You might be moving parents in. Just,
Sure.
all different kinds of situations that you and I are helping people on a daily basis. And,
Yeah.
it feels good.
It does feel good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it can be challenging for people to be open about those things, but knowing that you are not a judgmental ear, I think makes a huge difference.
It does.
And especially when you're talking about their private financial standing.
It is.
And you have to be respectful of that. And I know that you are from dealing, and working with you
Yeah.
a few times already.
Yeah. Somehow I make people feel comfortable,
I agree with
and
that.
I share my life with them. So
Yes.
I think, and, sometimes we can overshare, but I think it makes people then feel comfortable that then, they can share their open book, because I really am asking them to share more things than you share with any other human.
Yeah.
Yeah, except maybe your spouse, just about credit and income and assets. Sometimes they're very personal.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
How would you advise your daughter to build or continue to build wealth and generational wealth at this point in her life? I look back sometimes and think of the things that I should have done financially that would have just given me a leg up, and I would imagine having a mom in the
Yes.
business that you want to help your daughter make sure that she has certain values instilled. But what would be some advice that you'd give to her or young people out there who are wiser than maybe I was when I
Yes.
was 20?
I think we're at a disadvantage as a country sometimes. I think they're stepping this up a little bit, but that we don't share how important credit is.
Mm-hmm.
And what it means and how we build it.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing we look at. If you don't have the credit score and you don't have the trade lines, you're already at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as she turned 18, we went to the bank and got her a credit card.
Awesome.
And so that we can start building that credit. And now
And monitored it.
Yep, and
Yeah.
she's putting all her expenses on there. And then we just paid it last night. So we have to be, the last thing we want to do is miss a payment.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very cognizant of not doing that I forget about hers, because
Right.
I transfer money into her account and she pays it because it's only in her name.
Wow.
So we're already building credit. And then maybe when we go to get another car, I'll get her to co-sign just so we start that credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've got, a lot of people today have families and parents that potentially have a tremendous amount of cash and they don't like to use credit.
Yeah.
But that's not going to get us a house later.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 30-year-olds that come in that don't have a credit score.
Wow.
Because mom and dad paid for everything. They
No
paid cash
history.
for the car. They didn't need a credit card. Just no history.
Yeah.
And no building of that credit, and then becoming responsible that we've got to pay that bill every month and not to forget it.
Yeah. The new world
Yes.
for them.
And then I'm really lucky, my father-in-law is collecting $300 a quarter from her of her own money. It has nothing to do with me. And they're investing. And they've been doing that for like 3 years.
That is
And so she's
awesome.
learning how to invest and how fun it is. And, it made money. The market's down. Just to kind of, I never knew that
Right.
until way later in life. Mm-hmm. Yes,
That is so cool. And she's enjoying it
she is.
and learning so much
Right.
there.
And she wants to see the statement every month to see, well, how much do we have? Did we lose any money? Did we make any money?
I love that.
And then the responsibility of having to, save and have a job and make sure that she's got the $300 to give him every quarter, because he's a little, he's yes.
Running a
And
tight
so
ship.
he is.
Okay.
He is. And then she loves seeing she babysat for years in college, and she loves seeing her checking account. If she has to spend her money, she gets really upset. And I'm like, this is the real world. This is how it is. Yeah.
Did
Our bank
you-
accounts go up and go down.
Did you start that super young with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anytime she got money for Christmas or birthday, she was able to save half and she could spend half. And so, and then she saved all of her babysitting money. So just those few things. She even has money for a down payment already if,
On a
she
house.
was able to buy. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we don't have a job with
Yeah.
income. So, we
But
need the
still.
college degree first. But she could have down payment already, and then she's got these investments that she started. And so,
That is so
yes,
cool.
because I'm in this business that, has helped her.
For sure.
Yeah.
How would you advise someone who's in their 40s or even maybe 50s, maybe even 60s, who have up to this time really not thought that much about retirement and the future? Is it ever too late? What can they do? How would you advise someone who's kind of on the opposite end of that spectrum and looking at, people are living so long these days.
I know.
And we need to make sure that we can afford
Absolutely.
to have a reasonable lifestyle in those years. So what would you say to those people if a friend was to reach out and say, I know what I should have done, but I didn't do it. What can I do now?
Well, it happens all the time, too, with divorces. Sometimes we're starting over.
Yep.
And so it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late. 401k, max it out. You've got the, match from your employer. I mean, it's like free money and it's growing. So as much as you can put in there, you put in there. And then, just the old adage of, making sure we've got 6 months reserve sitting in cash. I know that's so hard when, let's just say you're making $15 an hour.
Right.
You can barely afford to probably eat and, pay rent. But if you can, just maxing out the 401k at work and, trying to save that 6 months reserves just for when we don't have to put things on credit, on credit cards. And try to use credit cards as little as possible. I mean, there's been times in my life where, I had to use them. I didn't have any choice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can keep them paid off, keep those down. It keeps your credit score up. And then never too late to save. I had a lady in her 60s. I talked to her yesterday. And she sold for some reason and is renting. And her rent's going up to $3,100. So we talked about, she didn't know that she could put as little as 3.5% down. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can put 5% down or 3.5% down on anything under $850,000. Wow. So, she's got to want to afford the monthly payment.
Mm-hmm.
But, she didn't know that. She thought she had to do 20 because of our age. I'm
right.
like, nope, we just need you to save 5%.
Yeah.
Or even 3.5% for FHA.
Mm-hmm.
So, she was like, oh, I'm so glad you said that. I'm going to work on it.
Yeah.
And I'll be in touch in 6 months.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
And I hope that she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, she's starting over a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to the life that you plan for yourself as a young person. Sometimes, rarely, I think it comes out to be very similar to what you were hoping and thinking, but oftentimes things out of our control can change that path. And when they do, I think resilience is a very important characteristic, and also willingness to be supported and connect with others who've walked through it, maybe before you or have some sort of expertise along the way. And I think you are definitely an expert in what you're doing, and I so appreciate your spirit of wanting to help people and wanting to connect with people, and your willingness to share a bit of yourself with them.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have a great job. It's really rewarding.
Yeah.
And then to get to see someone buy new construction and a neighborhood come to life and,
Yes.
a whole community and kids and grandparents, and the next thing you know, aunt and uncle are moving here, and they need a
Yes. mortgage.
It's just, it is a true blessing.
Absolutely.
And, I think someday maybe when you're, at the gates there that you're going to say, I think we all hope for this, that, I actually got to help people do something and be in something that they love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've done a good.
So it's been rewarding.
It sounds like it's very rewarding for you. My last question for today is, what are you currently building, or what projects are you working on, and in what ways are you blooming, professionally or personally?
Well, I'm doing a little upgrading on my first floor in the house. I just needed to come. It kind of still had the builder grade lighting and some things, and I was like, we just need a little uplift.
Yes.
So that's kind of been a side project. I have a hard time making decisions for everybody else. I can make very quickly.
I'm surprised.
Decisions for me are like even just picking a white in the house. I think I even asked you what white was in the model home was like the most difficult thing ever because there's like 300 whites.
That is true.
So that's been really fun watching it come together.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And then I've become a part of the Women's Home Builders Association recently.
Tell me more about that.
And I'm on the board.
What? That's amazing.
It's called PWB.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that you get some invites.
Yeah, I would love that.
But just building that with these women, and we've all become really close, and just learning about their lives, whether they're in the cabinet building business or, they're selling the lighting in the houses or the flooring, and just all these people that I didn't realize that were in the area were all doing the same thing to get to the same end result of this gorgeous home for someone.
Right.
And just all connecting and come together from behind the scenes.
That is cool.
And then sales,
Yeah.
right? Sales and mortgage and the building supplies and just all the things that go into it. And so that's just helped me grow and see another side of it.
Absolutely.
And how all of us are working together men and women, you know, to build the dream of homeownership. Yeah.
That is so cool.
And I would wish for more affordable housing for people, but I know that's hard.
I know. I can understand that.
Yeah.
What?
I wish I could help there, but I know we are. We've got a group together on the 22nd, and like a Habitat for Humanity. We're going to all help build a home, you know, one day. Little things like that I think we can do to, you know, try to give back in the meantime while maybe the government tries to figure out, you know, ways to create some more affordable housing for people who can't afford it.
Yeah, I would love to be a part of that. So please share that.
I will.
With me. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today, for joining us on the Build and Bloom podcast. I hope that we can have future conversations together, and I am just so happy to connect with you, and I hope we work together often in the future.
Thanks, Erica.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.